The Cambridge Analytica scandal broke towards the end of the quarter, so maybe that's not all included here, the impact of that. But what do these numbers signal to you?
You're absolutely right. The scandal happened, or the revelations happened so late in the quarter that any impact will likely happen in Q2, if it does at all. This quarter's earnings looked strong. The revenue looked strong. User growth looked strong. There's a lot of positive things that happened in the quarter. We're finding it hard to find much negative at this point.
Obviously some remains to be seen, but there are analysts like Mark Mahaney of RBC Capital Markets who told us he thinks this is really a blip. And today he said that Facebook will continue to have long runway. David, would you agree?
It's a tough thing to answer in the same language that Mark Mahaney would use. I do think that we're going to see advertisers essentially having no choice but to use Facebook for the most exact targeting they can get anywhere on a global basis. That's a huge asset for the company. On the other hand, this company is in a absolutely unique new position where its very legitimacy is being questioned by society and governments around the world. I don't think it's really possible to predict how the company ends up having to adapt to that and what its profit and revenue implications could be and advertising implications. So I think we are entering a very new phase for this company, which impressively continues to hit on all cylinders financially, but it is by no means out of the woods. This company is in a position no company's ever been in before, and it might get bad.
I sat down with Sheryl Sandberg a couple of weeks ago to talk about this controversy. She apologized for it, and she also said that they never have run the company for short-term profitability, and yet we are seeing these numbers. Deborah, what do you think the impact will be on the current quarter? How are you building your models?
We are watching user engagement really closely. It seems like Facebook is always able to increase the total monthly user base, but we're watching for any sign that there is reduced engagement in terms of time spent on Facebook or the activity that people do there. We're also watching for any signs that advertisers will have less access to targeting capabilities. We see Facebook rolling back certain things that advertisers used to be able to do in terms of targeting. It remains to be seen whether advertisers will continue to use Facebook in other ways and establish new ways of using it. Those are kinds of things that I think we're paying attention to. I think David is exactly right that this is a time where there's a lot of question about Facebook. Q2 is probably going to give us a lot more information about exactly how Facebook is addressing some of these issues than we saw in today's earnings from Q1.